Have you ever wondered why José Mourinho is called the special one? Well, I'm going to go through a couple of his tactics that he's used along the way, and one that he's potentially using at Roma right now to see why he is known as this defensive structure of counter-attacking football. And as they say, a bit of a dinosaur, but an absolutely knowledgeable dinosaur as well as that. So I'm going to show you the tactic I have created at Roma that José Mourinho is using right now and see how we get on with it. So let's get straight into the video and check out this tactic build. So as you can see on there, we are currently sitting second after 27 games with Roma. And we have gone down the route of playing the José Mourinho style of football here. And what I mean by that is a bit of a low block, holding off with that 5 at the back and pushing when we need to get forward as well. It's doing us pretty well, as you can tell there, sitting second in the league, and some of the results are pretty good that you can see here. We beat Inter 3-0, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Beat Inter 3-0 on the opening day of the season, which is crazy. Then we just went on this run where we just didn't lose until, obviously, we have the wonderful world of the World Cup. Now, we all know that what happens after the World Cup, it all goes absolutely Pete Tong there. We beat Juventus, we beat Napoli, Lazio, 1-0. We drew 0-0 with AC Milan there. We then come back from our trip away at the World Cup. We come back and beat Spezia, but then we do lose against Fiorentina, Atalanta, and Napoli, and then Udinese as well. Unfortunately, they are just things that happen, but we did have some good results as we come back, bouncing back with a win against Monza, win against Empoli, Sassuolo, Salernitana, beat Porto in the Europa League as well, which was huge. A big win against Bologna and a big win against Cremonese as well. Just showing these results is pretty spectacular as well. And we are using this kind of low block style of football, and I'm going to show you the tactic right now that I have created, and it's pretty much very, very simple, very José Mourinho-esque. We are using that 3-4-2-1, and it is really, like I say, we are playing with a low line defense and a low block. We are really sitting in, but we're getting stuck in as well with the players, so they are trying to ease the ball back. We push and press when we can, but we only press when the right time is to press. So as you can see there, we are playing that. So we invite them on, but when they come into our off, we press, we get the ball off them. We then go and try and counter-attack them. And we put the counter-press to help out with the forcing ourselves onto the play, if you understand that. So as soon as they're in our off, we press, and then the counter-press as well is when we lost the ball as well. So there's a lot of pressing, but it's only when we're in our half. Then we hit the counter-attack, so we try and get the ball forward as quickly as possible, but we do tell the goalkeeper to kind of slow the pace down so we can regroup completely on what we need to do, and that just helps out massively as well. We do have a slightly lower tempo with the ball, which makes our passing a little bit more accurate and tries to get the ball further, but we do have run at the defenders as well, so if the player gets the ball, he can bomb forward. That is why we do have the likes of Spinazzola and Kolarov on that attacking wing backs, so they can bomb forward as well, trying to get the ball forward to introduce Pellegrini and Dybala. I don't know why they are that way. They should be that way. They've changed. I must have changed them for one game only. And then that's just how we move. Like I say, Dybala as that playmaker as well is going to try and introduce some stuff. We've got a couple of playmakers in here as well, as Matic is playing as a DLP and an advanced playmaker as well, just to try and create a gap from at the top and at the back as well. We've got a Regista in there that kind of plays like a playmaker, but isn't a playmaker, if that makes sense to you. He just pushes up further, connects the two together as well here, and just allows us to create a little bit more grouping of them as well. You got Smalling, Ibanez, and Mancini in that back four. Very strong defenders there. Also, they've got a lot of pace as well. As you can see there, 15 pace from Smalling, 17 pace from Roger Ibanez as well, and then Mancini has got 13 pace there, so they can track back as well. So if these boys are bombing forward, creating that potential 5 attack there as they go up, these boys can kind of hold off here and help track back here, because of the pace of the defenders here is perfectly fine, and they've got enough room and enough space to cover, whilst also Matip is blocking in here to get that pretty much there, like a back four potentially, if it needs to be on the counter-attack there. That is why we are conceding less goals than most other teams in the Serie A, and that's just how we built it up. Pellegrini, as the AM, just pushes back and forth here, especially on support as well. So he gets forward and back when he needs to back. So he comes like into this slotted area here to help out with the defensive structure. So we do have potentially 8 players defending when we need to. And then we have the 5 players attacking when we need to get up there as well. And he will push into, Zaniolo will push into that space with the reduced style there. And you can just see how attackingly fluid that is, even though we're still playing on that low block. And it just shows how good this team is working as well, because we are sitting second in the league. And what we are doing, I mean to put them on the attack. And I'm going to show you a few things now, especially with the XG and stuff like that, and just stuff that's going on in the league, showing you just why this formation is working so well. So if I go into the data hub here, the general performance of the squad is pretty immaculate. We are averaging more than anyone else in the Serie A for goals. We are averaging 1.7 goals per game. The average of the Serie A is 1.18. So we are 0.6 or 0.5, should I say, of a goal higher than anyone else, which is absolutely bonkers. So our expected goals as well is 1.45, way above average of the Serie A. Conceding goals, 0.7. That is bonkers. So not only are we scoring the most goals and expected to score the most goals, we're also conceding the least goals as well, which is absolutely brilliant to have this in the team and have the structure of this team building in there. The conceding time is 0.7. That is not really too fussed about how often we concede a goal, but it's just there. Expected goals against per game is 0.94, so every so often we do concede the one, but considering we have the 1.7 goals per game, that is absolutely perfectly fine. We can deal with that, and we are dealing with that with pressure. We do have 13 shots per game, which is a lot of shots in my eyes, but they are getting into goals as well. So as you can see, the 13 shots we're scoring the 1.7. It's really good there. Shots on target ratio is 45. Maybe a little bit better on that one. Maybe we put a bit of chance conversion and chance creation in our training, but that's just one of them things that you can get away with, no problem at all, especially if you're scoring goals. And our pass completion is 82%. I would like that to go up a bit more. The only reason I can change that is by going probably shorter passing and just taking away one of the playmakers so that they aren't putting them high-risk balls or high-risk deliveries into the box, or playing it through balls that are just not meant to be there because they're playing as a playmaker. We can easily change that so that it doesn't happen, but that's just ways we can change it. I'll have a look at the team defending as well. We already know about the conceded per games, but here I like to see tackles attempted. We are above average just about with 26 tackles per game. Our win ratio of our tackles is 73%, just below average. I would like that a little bit higher as well, but our interceptions per game of 33 absolutely obliterates the average for the Serie A, which is absolutely mad, and I like that as well. It just cuts out the play and introduces us to be more smarter on the ball. Clearance per game, we get 16 clearances away. Fouls made per game, we are below average on that, which I find absolutely brilliant, even though I've got get stuck in. We like to throw tackles around, but we are giving the least fouls away, so we are making the tackles pretty well, and we're not giving fouls away, which is another thing is absolutely brilliant for me. So I'm very happy with how things are going right now with this team. I'm going to have a look and show you one of our games, how the low block pretty much works on this as well. If I go to the Cremonese game here, we win 1-0. It's a late goal. It really is. We do get away with it, though. 93rd minute winner. Sometimes you get the luck of the draw. As you can see there, we've got better XG and also stuff like that. All the good things that we need, we get. So let me just show you the goal. Like I say, in the 93rd minute, Colson pushing up, who we know, attacking as well. Zaniolo pushing, who is playing as that DM. And it's a great strike there for the running iconic. And that gets us the goal. But once again, it's just the linking up play of the players there. You can see Zaniolo, is playing as a cam there. I completely forget when I play these games. But yeah, he's playing as a cam there, so the on-running run there is absolutely brilliant. Gets us the goal. And if I show you the analytics here, we go into teams, and I just show you just Roma's, and then I show you the movement of us. If I show you the movement map here, if I'm going to pause it, this is when we get the ball in the start, and we push up forward, and you can see there we have an attack, and then we go into our corner. Just watch what happens when they get possession of the ball. And as you can see, look how deep we are sitting. This is what the low block is. It just sits back and allows pressure to just be put on us. And we just really deal with it quite smoothly as well. As you can see, the 2 DMs dropping back as well. So we've got a wide 3 here. And like I was saying before previously about the wing, the 3 defenders and 1 sitting off and moving on, it just does that job for us where if he wants to bomb forward, he can do, because we've got the covering. That's going to be Chris Smalling mopping up there with the cover here. It just allows us to be that more fluent on the counter-attack and get forward a little bit further up as we push up. And now that there, if I go back a little bit, so now as you'll see, we kind of gain possession here, and it just allows him to push forward even further up, getting up there as well. Gets the ball back, he tracks back though, no problems at all. Then we go into this drop deep back here, try and gain possession as well. You can see we're kind of limiting ourselves to like 3 strikers really, even though we're playing a striker and 2 cams. We've really got the 2 potential AMs pushing forward to become more of a 3 up top, and it just works perfectly. And that's just how it is going for us right now. If you can see the possession, we gain the possession back, and you can see it deep in our half where we are. It's very limited from the attacking end that we get the ball, because we're just inviting the pressure on, and we just get the ball back in our area and in our half, and we just counter attack from there. And pretty much that's how we just deal with the pressure and just do really well against the opposition sides there. And like I say, the results on here are absolutely immaculate. Apart from after coming back from the World Cup and we were a little bit daisy there, but that was just bad form, and we turned it straight back around as we go into the Torino games and that. I'm going to play the rest of this season out, guys. Let's see how we get on. If we can finish in the top 4 and in the Champions League, I think that's a big, big ask and a big achievement, considering we're playing a low block, just showing you what this low block can actually do and how good it is as well. So I'm going to head forward into the rest of the season and see how we are. And just so you know, Tammy Abraham's got 26 goals this season. So we've skipped to the end of the season. As you can see there, we've finished 3rd in the league. It's not too bad. We've got Champions League, which is pretty much what Roma would probably want there. Tammy Abraham is again on top goal scorer with 29 goals, which is crazy. He's had the average rating as well as 7.35. And then you have Dybala with 13 assists, just behind Luis Alberto with the top assist waiting there. One thing I will say, and we have done something pretty much José Mourinho-esque, and that is win the Europa League. Yes, you see it right there. Chris Smalling, Tammy Abraham getting on the score sheets to give us that wonderful 2-1 victory. We actually did really well against them. Possession's a little bit down, but we had more shots, created more. They only had the 1, and they put it in the 90th first minute. But as you can see, Chris Smalling, that's probably going to be from a corner, no doubt about it. That is probably going to be a corner goal. Let's have a look at the goals, though. The first one is come from a free kick. Dybala proving how good he is by getting on the assist there. A lovely goal from him. Let's see if we can get to the second one that we couldn't get in time. Mr. Clinical, Tammy Abraham has been absolutely brilliant for us, and he gets himself a goal in the Europa League final. Another assist. Is it by Dybala? It certainly is. Has had a little knock, but we let him play on for a bit. Unbelievable goal, and we get a 2-1 win, lifting the Europa League, which is massive. So double Champions League, if that was ever a thing. But it's just such a Mourinho thing to do, is not win the league, but win a European Cup. Is absolutely brilliant for us, and I'm over the moon with it. As you can see there, we've flown through these, and we've absolutely smashed a load of teams as well, and great results against the big boys. Lazio, Juventus, we saw previously in that one as well, seen there. So we come back into it, we draw 1-1 with Inter. We then play Udinese, lost against Udinese, which was tough, and then we went on to this run here, which was pretty decent run, if I'm not going to lie. Beating Porto in the Europa League. Then we beat Bayer Leverkusen in that's the quarterfinals. Then we beat Freiburg. An easy run, I will admit, that with Freiburg and Leverkusen. There probably was some better teams out there if you have a look at the quarterfinals. There certainly was. Monaco, Tottenham. Obviously, Juventus went through. Freiburg actually beat Arsenal, which is pretty mad. Then we went on a run in the league as well, a pretty steady run as well. We lost to Milan, which was hard to see, but we did the double over Lazio. We got 2 wins over Lazio. That is massive for us. The derby day was there. We did do them, which is nice. Got a 2-1 win over them, which is brilliant to see as well. Like I say, we then went on a bit of a run. Spezia beating Fiorentina 3-0, lost to Atalanta. Kind of a tough team to beat. We lost both games to Atalanta, so we might have to tweak some things there to try and improve that next year. Verona, Torino got a good one. Obviously, the Europa League, we got a 2-1 win, and then Napoli at the end of the season. It just wasn't enough. Inter were too good, but the fact we only lost 7 games all season, and pretty much Fiorentina, Napoli, Atalanta, and AC Milan were the kind of the strong ones that we did lose against. No real, big losses I would say it's mostly 1 goals apart from one against Atalanta and Udinese. Other than that, it's all 1 goals even there. If we took a couple of chances, it would have been fine. 26 goals as well. 26 wins, sorry, for us. We did manage to knock in 70 goals and 31 on aggregate against us. So not too bad. Good goal difference there of 39. 83 points is a good challenge. Just like I say, Inter Milan, they just didn't draw the games. They just won them all the time. They were crucial with the win, so they were just a little bit better than us this time. If I show you a couple of the stats I wanted to show you as well. With the way that we were playing, our cross completion was the best with 22%, 38 matches. We got 215 crosses. We got 70 goals from our cross completion, which was absolutely brilliant for us. So we take that all day, every single day on there. Where's our defending? One sec. Our opposition passes per defensive action, we were actually 8th in there as well, which was pretty good for us, considering I thought we'd be a little bit higher. As you can see, Torino, Fiorentina, Juventus, Inter, but we were up there 8th in the league. Not too bad at all. We've done really well with this tactic and this formation as well. And you've got to say, to have Tammy Abraham, top goal scorer for us, in a low block, like I say, guys, the tactic is here. It's a low block tactic. It's relying on counter-attack. We played balance. We let the players run at them. They've got the speed of it as well. And it's a simplicity tactic which suits Jose Mourinho down to a T. And this is the formation he's been playing in most of his games this season in the Serie A. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tactic video on Jose Mourinho style. Why he is the special one is because he makes stuff like this work and wins cups with him, and he wins the Europa League, and that is absolutely massive in my eyes. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, hit the subscribe. It helps out massively. We're trying to push to 500. Hopefully we can get 500 before the end of the year. It'll be an absolute brilliant Christmas present for me, and Santa will bring you some nice presents if you do hit the subscribe button. Also guys, if you want to see me live, I'm live over at Twitch, so we do at twitch.tv/take147. I'm live most days where we stream Football Managers, so make sure you get over to that as well. Links are in the description down below. But guys, thank you very much for taking a little part of your day checking out my content. It means the world to me. Catch you all next time. Much love, and bye-bye.